Currently in production on season 3. I think if I say anything, you'll clap. Pizza with onions. Fantastic. In 2013, the part earned her the Critics' Choice Television Award for Best Dramatic Actress, as well as many other awards and nominations. Maslany most recently wrapped production, The Woman in Gold, starring alongside Helen Mirren and Ryan Reynolds. Many feature credits.
Hi, everybody. Hello. Hi, Tatiana.
Hi, Amy. How's it going?
Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming.
What happened? Yes, I'm going to interview you, too. I'm going to interview you. But I know how exhausting it is to come from the set.
But it was amazing to get to read the book because I felt like I could relate on so many levels, not just as an actor and a performer, but as just a woman and a person of the world, because you have such an honesty in the book, and I was surprised by how brutally honest you could be at times, you know, because your work is comedic and all of that, but like you really delved into places that I wasn't expecting, and I wondered how you stopped yourself from censoring those experiences and going deep into that honesty.
Well, my goal was to tell the truth and be funny. Those are the two things I wanted to do. And then I think I had good editors who kept bringing me back to street level when I would go bird's eye view. And be like, you know, one can find that at the end of the day. So write about yourself. But really the book was, at the end of the day, more than just a memoir, which, you know, I say in the book that nothing is anybody's business, which I believe. So it was just an attempt to write stories and essays and some personal stories and some fake lists and fake advice and real advice. And, but all the way through, I struggled with revealing myself. But in the process of the book, I did find out that I think that vulnerability is very powerful, and I like not pretending things are perfect, and I like showing my work. So I try to do all that in this.
And how scary is it that is now, you know, like it's permanent? You
said it's a nightmare.
Is it?
Yeah.
Talking about it after, is that a different experience now that you've done it and speaking about it and reflecting about it?
Yeah, it's kind of like this, you know, anyone who's written a book. I'm sure there are people here who have. Yes, clap if you've written one. Yes, congratulations, authors. It's an interesting club, isn't it? Fun. I'm sorry. But you know, you live with the material for a very long time before anybody else sees it. So it is truly like giving birth. And so the baby is out in the world, and you know, everyone now must buy it.
You must buy the baby.
It's the only way the baby will live.
By money. And so you spoke about your children quite a bit in the book as well. Your boys, what are their names?
Archie is my oldest, and
yes.
Abel is the 4-year-old, yeah.
And that to me was like the stuff that like caught me in my throat. Just the way you described your love for them. And putting that into words and being so brave with revealing that, because I feel like, you know, the love of a mother is such a powerful, primal thing. And, you know, and as a comedian, I wonder if you ever pull on stuff from that experience for your work.
Yes, very much. What they do is they kind of continually remind me to stay in the moment. They're really, really good at, you know, reminding me of having a sense of play and staying in the moment. And writing about them was so easy. It was like water. You know, I could have written a whole book about them and what I think is interesting about them. And in fact, what you have to do is like refrain yourself, because most stories about other people's children is not interesting. They're not interesting. But a mother's connection with her son is very complex. And I write in the book, there was a moment in the shower when my oldest son, Archie, we were taking a shower, and my oldest son said, "Mom, do you have a penis?" I know, he said, "You don't have a penis, right?" And I said, "No, remember, women have different parts than men, and every body is different." And he was like, "But did you have a penis and break it?"
The only option.
And I had a moment where I was like, I could screw him up for life. I could say to him, I did have a penis, but it fell off because you didn't love me enough. And that's what will happen if you ever betray your mother.
Life lessons.
Yes. In improv because I seriously do want to know. Like, what was your first
All right. It's like a theater sports kind of thing.
The short form stuff?
Short form stuff.
Yep.
So you do like events, and it's all the high schools kind of congregate in Ottawa for the big blah blah blah.
Right.
And
what was it? Did you have a name of your group?
We were the boldest. We were just the high school team.
Okay, because there's always funny names in improv.
Oh, there were wacky shirts. There were for sure like wacky slogan shirts. But then I started doing long form when I graduated with the company for about 7 years, and we did the Herald, and we did, I followed everything that you guys did at UCB very closely because that was the pinnacle, for us. And so we did long form and broke structures and tried different formats and everything like that. Yeah.
Cool. And that was the name of that here? Was that in Toronto when you did that?
No, that was in Regina, Saskatchewan, where I grew up. Really? Who's from Regina here? 2 people in the back. Awesome. But yeah, that was Regina City. But we went all across Canada. We came to the States. We went to Seattle.
Ooh.
That was a big deal for us.
Saw the Pearl Jam shrine. Like you, I started improvising, and it informs all of my stuff now. Like, it informs all of my work and most of my life. And I was lucky to meet, 80% of the people that I still consider my closest friends and that I work with today in Chicago when I started in 93. And I moved there in 93. And when I moved there, I talk about in the book that they were, when I was in high school, they were just starting out. And when I was living in Chicago, I was poor. I would listen to them as I rode my bike to improv class. And then I flash forward to a day where I'm like in one of their music videos. And I talk about it in the book that time travel is real. I believe it exists. And there's a few moments in your life where you really do have to stop. And they don't have to involve famous people, these moments. They're fun when they do, but where you have to stop and just take a minute and realize, I can't believe that A has gone to Z, and here I am, and the Beastie Boys have been along for the ride for me in a really interesting way in all those different stages of my life. So and now Adam is my friend, and MCA was my friend. May he rest in peace. But that's cool. I don't know. I'm just bragging now.
I just want to hear more about the Beasties.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, awesome. So in the book you also, I don't know that you get into this so much in the book, but it's something I've noticed in you, which is your ability to facilitate other people's success and other people's greatness, and that you do that with Broad City, and you've done that with Smart Girls at the Party. All both amazing ventures, and bringing your own success to these people so that they can rise up. And why is that something? Is that something that you're aware that you do, or is that just?
Thank you for saying that. I work with, let's say, Abby and Alana, for example, on Broad City, because, yes, and check it out on Comedy Central, coming in January again, second season. But that, felt very organic, and I come from a collaborative place. I love the idea of working with and, side by side with people. And I was just turned on by their creativity and their natural chemistry and wanted to be a part of it. And a lot of it's pretty selfish, a lot of it's just man, that's so cool. I want to be part of that. It's not like I want to help Abby and Alana make their way through the world. However, I do think that I like to think that I can use whatever currency I have to introduce new voices, and I like working with women, and I like I like to think that the next chapter for me would be doing more of that, would be helping or collaborating with people, and kind of just being a part of all these new voices and faces and all that kind of stuff.
like Smart Girls at the Party.
Yeah, Smart Girls at the Party is a website that I do. Thank you. That actually, if you're interested in that, we're launching more content in the next couple months. We've been a little sleepy there because, you know.
You haven't been busy at all.
Mama's been busy. But, and it is a website for young people, boys and girls, and we wanted to it just came out of a very basic idea that we wanted to do like a Charlie Rose style interview show for girls. So we got a round table and I asked them about like homework and ice skating and sisters. And I wanted to treat young people as you know, I wanted to be as interested in them as we are in celebrities. And I wanted to like encourage their curiosity and, you know, prove that if you're interested in something, it makes you interesting. So we just started there, and it ended with a dance party, and then we just did more of those and more shows, and now we're kind of starting to do more. And I mean, I think that I've said this on my tour, much to the chagrin of my editors at times, but I think the internet is a disaster, and I think it should stop now. But it was fun. It was good while we did it. Like, we got a lot of cool stuff.
We harvested it.
Yeah, and like, wasn't that fun? How we could do that?
Yeah.
But now it needs to go away. And but it's an attempt to be an antidote to a lot of garbage that's on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched the Ask Amy Anxiety one before I came here today. I was like, I'm nervous. Ask Amy. Which helped. So thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime.
2 years ago, but I appreciated it. Yeah. So facilitating young people, young voices. There's a cool little.
Someone's got a camera. Take your time. Is that the Knight Rider theme song?
I wish. And Tina Fey, you have a film coming out called The Next?
Coming out in about a year. Coming out, I think, next, right now it's slated to go up against Star Wars. Which we insisted on. We insisted on that.
We simply must.
I really hope it stays on that date, because if it does, I'm going to dress up like Chewbacca for the entire press tour.
I think you picked Chewbacca.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about that makes me laugh that I would be under Chewbacca. And just like that, the head would be up there, but my mouth would be like in his chest.
The old puppetry at the top.
There'd be also a gentleman in suit with me. But.
Right.
We finished a movie called The Nest. It's coming out sometime, and it was really fun. We shot it this summer, and Maya Rudolph's also in it. Rachel Dratch, Kate McKinnon, Ike Barinholtz. Yeah, it's a good cast.
Amazing.
Yeah, really good. So John Cena, you guys like him? Oh, interesting. Okay, taking the room, taking the temperature. And you know, every 7 years, Tina and I do a movie together.
Do you find that the process, that the banter between you guys changes, or like the relationship changes what kind of work you guys take on?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we this particular movie is about women, you know, our age who are kind of a little lost and whose parents decide to sell our childhood home without telling us, and we both kind of come home and freak out and have this gigantic party. And it's like adults having a crazy party, you know, and losing their minds. So, yeah, it's kind of like what stories, again, like what stories am I right for? What can I... Let's see how this feels, this idea that you don't have to, you know, jump on another moving train right away.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and you know, when you work all the time, as you do, you must work so hard because you play every part. It's such a great show. And I mean, I think about your hours sometimes when I watch your show. I'm like, oh, I wonder what time she had to get there. Does she have to stay for that? You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm there for all of it.
Oh, shit. Yeah. How many episodes do you do?
We do 10.
Yeah. So you do work like what? It's 4 months?
4 months.
Yeah,
it's a quick, a tight 4.
Yeah.
And you're just about to finish Parks.
Yeah.
Which is so sad, but
for those of you who care, I was just on the phone with Mike Schur, the creator, and we were right on. and we were talking about the finale, which we're writing. I know, and I wish I could share with you.
Tell us everything.
But I know it was hard because, you know, him and I have had phone calls like that, you know, for 6 years, and we've done over 125 episodes, and yeah, and it's certainly been never boring. Always, every season, not quite sure where our status was, and so the coolest thing about our show was we just kind of kept our heads down and controlled what we could, which was the material and the set.
Yeah, the set is the warmest set I've ever walked on. I was there for 2 days, maybe, and it felt like I'd been there forever. And everyone felt like, it seemed like it was first season of a show that everybody was really excited about. Like it was the secret, you know, even though you guys had, I think it was season 5 that I came in on.
Right.
But it was the most welcoming, warm set, and I really think, you know, you talk about Carol Burnett, and how you watched her and you said, oh, I think everybody loves her on her show.
Mm-hmm.
And you can feel it in how they respond to her. And I feel like the same thing with you, that you set a tone on the set that trickles down in everybody, even when you weren't on set when I was there, but...
I refused to be on set.
Yeah, I refused to be. I would have been too scared.
I didn't agree to
You didn't
cast
approve me. No.
And I had a big temper tantrum.
I heard it.
I wanted you to hear it. It's the whole thing I do.
A recording of it.
It's the whole thing I do. I scream in my trailer and have people hear it. Thank you. I think I write in my book that I was always obsessed with the Carol Burnett show because I just thought they all liked each other. And I don't know, I thought that was cool. Going to a job where people liked each other. And also it looking so fun. And I do think that we worked hard on Parks to have as much fun as we could. And I think it showed on the show. I mean, you know, regardless of what you do, when you spend a lot of time away from your family and you make the people you work with your chosen family, you know, it has to be enjoyable. Or else, why do it?
You talked about creativity and chaos and how you didn't feel that was the way to attack, you know, writing or working in the writer's room.
Yeah, a lot of people like to ask actors, you know, what do you look for in a director? And I'm like, I'm a little unorthodox. I look for a director who is nice to me and tells me I'm doing a good job and knows what he wants and makes his days. But you know, I don't work well with, I don't like dysfunction just because I've seen so many examples of really talented people not having to behave that way. So I haven't had much of that in my career, luckily, but there have been times when I've worked on projects where someone's yelling or someone likes to like kick over the apple cart, like that's how they get turned on by it, and I'm just like, that's not for me.
It's like creating a bunch of drama before you just do the thing.
Yeah, just talking a lot before you do the thing. And I write in my book that I've learned from writing the book that the thing about writing the book is you have to just write the book. So the thing about doing the thing is you have to do the thing. So people ask all the time, do you have any career advice? And my advice is like, just do the thing. Just do it. Meaning, don't talk about it. Spend as much time doing it as you do talking about it. Just try to do the thing. Whatever the thing is you want to do it. Just do it and 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 do it as much as you can. And try to talk about it less. Worry about it less. Do it more. Because it's like any muscle memory thing. It starts becoming less. Like, things becoming less precious is often a good thing.
Yeah. People get more scared the more they talk about, like, don't think, go, right? You talk about Del Close.
It's improv stuff, right? Like, don't overthink it. Just, you know, Del Close, who was a teacher at Second City, who started the Improv Olympic, this theater there, and just an amazing guy. If you don't know anything about him, Google him. And the way to Google is you just go like this, and then you open my book. Page 1552. Del... I used to have this saying called light the fuse and run, you know, which is, it was basically just reminding you, like, start every scene jumping out of the airplane. Like, just jump first.
Right.
And then the scene is what happens on the way down. Don't be afraid to do it. So that was always my advice and what I tried to stick to, and what I like in my process of a set is people being, you know, what they do. Is how I kind of judge their character is what they do. Mm-hmm. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, jumping out of the plane.
Yeah.
The unknown, the sort of
Yeah.
free fall thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to do that when you're surrounded by people that you trust and love. And that was certainly the case at Parks, which is we just got to do really big fun things because we all really liked each other and trusted each other, which is like, you know, as you know, is like what you hope for when you're creating any kind of art.
Yeah, and weird to me that the industry ever has to be otherwise. It's bizarre that it ever has to be. You know,
it takes a lot of energy to be a difficult person. And you know, it's interesting. People always kind of think that vulnerability is a sign of weakness. They also think that compatibility is too. They think if you're easy to get along with, that you're somehow, I don't know, that you're somehow letting go of a power position, which I actually find the opposite. I think it's a unique skill to be able to manage and navigate different relationships. And I've found that I know a lot of talented people, but there are some people that I just don't want to run into the hallway, run into them in the hallway at 3 in the morning when I'm writing a sketch because it's just too much. And so, oh, you're a doctor. Oh, no.
I know first aid.
Is anybody a doctor?
You're like, do you know CPR? All of the things we do with the real dramatic things. See what happened there? I hope you're okay, man. And I guess we're gonna go into the signing now. Thank you, Amy. Okay. Thanks, Mama.
Probably Poehler related.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we could give Amy and Tatiana a huge round of
Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kindly ask that we have our Group 1 patrons stay where you are. Everyone
Thank you,
else
Tatiana.
that's grouped, we're going to go ahead. So I'm going to ask groups 3 to 23.